Have you ever pondered why the company you keep plays a crucial role in your journey of self-love? As we embark on this exploration, let's peel back the layers and delve into the profound connection between self-love and the people we choose to surround ourselves with. Like a mirror, the people in our lives often reflect our own self-perception. They are the sounding board to our thoughts, the echo to our words, and the mirror to our actions. The impressions they leave on us, whether fleeting or enduring, shape our understanding of ourselves. They influence our thoughts, guide our actions, and subtly shape our self-image. Let's think about it. We're all travelers on the road of life, aren't we? And as we journey along, we're constantly shaped by the landscapes we traverse and the fellow travelers we encounter. Much like how a river carves out its path, the people we meet and the experiences we share with them leave indelible imprints on our lives. They mold us, refine us, and sometimes even redefine us. Just imagine, if we're surrounded by those who constantly belittle us, doubt our capabilities, and diminish our worth, wouldn't our journey towards self-love become an uphill battle? On the flip side, if we're fortunate to be in the company of those who uplift us, inspire us, and value us for who we are, wouldn't our path become a journey of discovery, growth, and joy? Our environment, you see, isn't just about the physical space we inhabit. It extends to the psychological and emotional spheres as well. It encompasses the people we interact with, the attitudes we encounter, and the vibes we absorb. And in this complex ecosystem of human relationships, it's vital to understand that the right company can act as a catalyst for personal growth and self-love. So as we set the stage for this exploration, let's remember that self-love isn't an isolated quest. It's a journey that's deeply intertwined with our social interactions and relationships. Just as a seed needs fertile soil to grow, humans need a nurturing social environment to bloom into their best selves. In the heart of this bustling city lived a girl named Ava, who was yet to discover the power of self-love. Born and raised within the concrete jungle's embrace, Ava was a radiant soul, her spirit as vibrant as the city lights that danced around her. Yet she was like a star that failed to recognize its own shine. The world around her was a mirror reflecting not her true self, but a distorted image shaped by the perceptions and judgments of others. In her early years, Ava found herself ensnared in a web of relationships that dimmed her inner light. Her friends, her colleagues, even her family, unknowingly or otherwise, chipped away at her self-esteem. Negative words, thoughtless comments, and unkind actions gradually eroded her self-worth. She was surrounded by voices that echoed not her strengths, but her weaknesses. Each voice was like a gust of wind, pushing her further away from her own self. She was caught in a storm of negativity, a hurricane of self-doubt that clouded her perception of herself. This constant barrage of negative influences took a toll on her mental health. Anxiety and depression became her unsolicited companions. She felt isolated, disconnected from her own essence. The joy and spontaneity that once defined her gave way to fear and hesitation. Ava was a ship lost at sea, tossed about by the tumultuous waves of low self-esteem and self-doubt. Her compass was broken, her map unreadable. She found herself drifting away from the shores of self-love, far into the depths of self-loathing. Yet, amidst this tempest, unbeknownst to Ava, a beacon of hope flickered within her. A spark of self-love waiting to be kindled, hidden beneath layers of self-doubt and fear. This spark held the power to illuminate her path, to guide her back to the shores of self-love, and to help her reclaim her lost self-worth. Ava was lost, unaware of the strength that lay within her, waiting to be discovered. One day, Ava stumbled upon a book that changed her life forever. It was a nondescript book, nestled in the corner of a dusty bookstore, its pages whispering tales of self-love and acceptance. This book, this beacon of wisdom, became the catalyst for Ava's awakening. As Ava delved deeper into the book, she began to perceive herself in a new light. The words were a mirror that reflected her soul, revealing corners of her being she'd ignored for too long. She became more aware of her worth, her strengths, her flaws, all integral parts of her identity. She started to appreciate herself, not for what she did or what she had, but for who she was. Her thirst for self-love led her to question her relationships. She began to realize how much she had allowed others to influence her self-perception. She saw how she had often morphed herself into someone she was not, just to fit into the molds others had created for her. The words of the book echoed in her mind, reminding her that she was not a clay doll, to be shaped by others' hands, but a masterpiece, perfect in her imperfections. This realization was not easy. It was like waking up from a deep slumber, disoriented and confused, but it was necessary. She needed to understand that her value did not decrease based on someone's inability to see her worth. She had to learn that she was not defined by others' opinions, but by her own actions and beliefs. Slowly, Ava began to dismantle the walls she had built around herself, walls that had prevented her from loving herself. She started to distance herself from relationships that drained her, from people who belittled her, from situations that made her feel less than she was. She started to surround herself with positivity, with people who respected her for who she was, with situations that allowed her to grow, to evolve, to love herself. Ava was on a new journey, a journey of self-discovery and self-love. It was a journey that was not going to be easy, but it was a journey she was ready to embark on, because she knew at the end of the day she was her own best company, she was her own best friend, she was her own best love. With newfound wisdom, Ava was ready to make some changes in her life. Ava, with her heart full of self-love and her mind brimming with self-respect, began to recognize the power of her surroundings. She understood that the environment in which she placed herself and the people she allowed into her space had a profound impact on her perspective and her sense of self. She began to distance herself from those who drained her spirit and belittled her worth. It was not an easy task. Some of these individuals had been fixtures in her life for years, familiar and comforting in their predictability. However, Ava realized that familiarity and comfort did not equate to positivity or growth. Slowly, she started to surround herself with people who valued her, people who saw her worth and celebrated her for who she was. These were individuals who encouraged her dreams, applauded her successes, and offered a shoulder in times of need. They were the ones who, instead of casting shadows of doubt, sparked the light of possibility within her. The change was not immediate, but it was significant. Ava noticed that she was happier, more content. She found herself being more patient, more forgiving. She was more open to new experiences and more resilient in the face of challenges. Her days were brighter, her nights more peaceful. Ava found that the right company was not about finding perfect people. It was about finding those who appreciated her imperfections and loved her, not despite them, but because of them. It was about surrounding herself with positivity, kindness, and respect. It was about creating an environment that nurtured her growth, cherished her journey, and celebrated her victories. Ava was no longer the same person. She had learned to love herself, to respect herself, and to nurture herself. She had learned that the company she kept was a reflection of how she viewed herself. She had learned to choose her company wisely, to surround herself with those who uplifted her, inspired her, and cherished her. Ava was no longer the same person. She had learned to love herself and choose her company wisely. Ava's journey was not an easy one, but it was certainly rewarding. We've journeyed together through Ava's story, a tale that mirrors many of our own, a narrative crafted from struggle, discovery, awakening, and ultimately, growth. The story of self-love is seldom a simple one. It's a journey often marked by challenges, but also filled with profound rewards. In this tale, we've seen the power of self-love. It's not about being self-absorbed or narcissistic. It's about acknowledging your worth, your strengths, your limitations, and your potential. It's about being kind to yourself, setting boundaries, and making your well-being a priority. Self-love is a powerful force. It fuels confidence, fosters resilience, and cultivates a positive mindset. It's the bedrock upon which we build the edifice of our lives. But the journey of self-love doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's intertwined with the people we surround ourselves with. The right company, as we've seen in Ava's story, plays a crucial role in our personal growth. The people around us can be mirrors reflecting our best and worst traits. They can be catalysts, sparking change and growth. They can be pillars, offering support when we falter, or they can be anchors, holding us back from reaching our full potential. Choosing the right company is as important as choosing to love ourselves. It's about surrounding ourselves with people who respect us, who inspire us, who challenge us, and most importantly, who love us for who we are. In the end, the journey of self-love is a personal one. It's your journey. It's about taking the reins of your life, steering it towards growth, happiness, and fulfillment. It's about nurturing your inner self and blossoming into the person you're meant to be. Remember, the journey of self-love starts with you, and the company you keep can either make or break this journey. Choose wisely, love yourself, and watch as you bloom into your best self.